For our American Government Unit 1, Chapter 3 project, Jordan Lawler, Janae Mack, and I, Tia Hyde, will be explaining how the three branches of government relate to the basic principles. Throughout research, we believe the branches interact and influence the principles. Each branch is shown throughout the 6 principles at one time or another, every principle relating to one of the 3 branches.
The first principle we will discuss is popular sovereignty. Popular sovereignty is when the people have a say of what is final in government. This wraps around to the legislative branch because just as popular sovereignty, the legislative branch is the making, discussing, and voting of which laws are to become finalized and which are sent to the executive branch, along with the executive branch because that's what makes laws official.
The second principle is limited government. That is where the government can only do what the person says it can do. This principle connects to the judicial branch because just as limited government, the judicial branch oversees the court system and decides what's unconstitutional or not. Just as in limited government, people oversee the government and decides what the government can do.
In checks and balances, each branch limits the power of the other 2 branches. This is sort of similar to the judicial branch in a way, because the judicial branch separates what's constitutional and what's unconstitutional, limiting the power of the Constitution. It connects to the executive branch because it's the branch that makes the laws official and decides which are carried out and which are removed.
The separation of powers is clearly a simple one. The separation of powers is the division of the government powers into 3 separate branches.
Next is the judicial review. That is when the court has the power to determine the constitutionality of the government actions. It is for a fact connecting to the judicial branch because they are both referring to the same concept of the court determining constitutionality. It connects to the legislative branch because it determines what is to be what, as legislative determines what laws are to be. And then it connects to the executive branch because it has to determine which laws actually gets passed and becomes official.
Lastly, there is federalism. Federalism is the division of government power between national government and state government. Parallel to the separation of powers, it is dividing the powers so not all just have it all. The executive branch makes laws official, and those laws affect certain people, just as federalism divides the power, and this will alter if just the people in the state will be affected or if it will affect everybody in the nation. The judicial branch is the line that divides what is considered to be unconstitutional or not, just as federalism is the line that divides what power is going to the state and what power is going to the nation.
So as seen throughout the video, the 3 branches of